There is nothing like the warm glow of a gasoline lantern with the hissing of the fumes burning brightly inside the globe. Gives me great memories of nice camping trips. Hello, David here, and the project for today is repairing a Coleman lantern. This is my favorite series. It's a Model 220 series. This happens to be a Model 220E, which was made in 1956, and it's been giving me great service until now, and I can't get it to light. So the symptoms are, I pump up the tank, so I know the pump is working, and I know the cap is holding pressure because after a while I loosen the cap and I hear the pressure hissing out. So I know the cap and the pump are working. I suspect it's a generator. If you're not sure of yourself, I recommend you take it to a professional to get it done, because working with gasoline is very dangerous. And you could also go to the Coleman website and ask for a form and download the form. And for $55 in 2022 money, send your lantern in and they'll do a complete rebuild for you. Let's get to the generator. I'm going to take this ball nut off. Take the globe out. Might be able to get the generator out without disturbing the mantles. And as you can see, I've got one that's already torn right there. And I'm just going to pull that out of there. Put your parts in a box so you don't lose them. And this is the nut for the generator right there. This is a 7/16. See if we can get it out without breaking the mantles. And you'll notice it's connected to the cleanout rod. I'm going to raise the cleanout rod. Disconnect that and let it drop out. That's what we have right here. That's a generator. I've got one on hand, but before I replace it, I want to see if I can clean it out. I've always heard that they have to be replaced, but I want to soak it in some vinegar first. See if I could resurrect it. Let's examine this generator. I don't know if you could see it, but on the very end, there's a needle there. My finger's on it. Don't bend it or break it. Also the spring here, give it a little pull on there. Stretch it out a little bit, give a little more tension on this shaft. I'm going to remove this tip. Clean it separately. After I soak it, I'm going to blow it out with some compressed air. Let's see if this needle goes through that nozzle. I think it's going through. I can't tell. But anyway, I'll soak it and I'll blow it out. Alright, I had these soaking for probably too long. Had them in for a couple of days and then I rinsed them in water. Pull them out with compressed air. I learned my lesson about holding tiny parts and blowing them with compressed air, because they go flying across the yard. So let me put this in there before I blow it off. Pump it up, see if we have any gas flowing. Yeah, I hear some flow. One thing you want to check is the check valve. The check valve is in the bottom of the fill valve. What you do is open it up, pump it to overpressure it. I don't know, about 40 or 50 pumps. And then without closing it, just hold your finger over it, and you shouldn't be feeling any resistance. I'm getting a lot of resistance, and I think it needs a new check valve. Put some new mantles on here. Try to get it bunched up evenly around the burner. And you want the broad side to the center post. Tie it off in a knot. Clip off the loose ends, because the loose ends could curl around and burn a hole in the mantle. When the sparks have died down, you could add some fuel. Gas is dried, valve is closed. Let's pump it up. I'm going to preheat the generator by putting a flame to the generator. Supposed to help a light easier. I don't hear much hissing. That was about a full turn on the valve. Okay, I'm going to put a new generator in. Comes with this plastic protector. New generator's in. Don't forget to turn the cleaning lever down, because it has to be up when you put the generator in. Preheat the generator. Open up the valve. Oh, it's a quarter turn and I could hear it. Try turning this cleaning valve. See if that helps. There we go. Just needed a clean out. Once it starts glowing, you can open up the valve all the way. Still need to address the check valve at the bottom of this pump cylinder. I've been told that one way to check the check valve in the pump cylinder is try to blow into the fount, which is the gas tank, and then try to suck air out of the fount. If you're unable to suck air out of the fount, the check valve is probably good. I tried it and I feel that there's a little bit of leakage coming through. I'm going to remove the valve, see if I could clean out that check valve. I want to try to not replace it. See what the leather looks like. leather looks great. Supposed to squirt some carburetor cleaner in there, and I don't have any. I do have brake clean, which is acetone, and I'm afraid that might be too strong for this. I do have some mass airflow cleaner, and it's safe for plastic, so this might be okay. Let that sit there for a while. That was with the valve closed. Let me squirt some down there with the valve open. Oh, it is pushing back. I think it needs a new check valve. I got the check valve in there, and I squirted a bunch of penetrating oil in there overnight. I don't know if you could see in there. Kind of looks like a carburetor jet. Here's a new replacement check valve from Coleman, number 2006381 ZCL. Comes with a stem too. This just screws out of there. Notice it's got an O-ring on there. You could blow on it, goes through one way but not the other. And I couldn't take out the old check valve until I got the new one, because there's a special tool for taking the check valve out. Can't just put a screwdriver on there. The brass is really soft, and you could strip it out, and then if that happens, then you got to get an easy out, I suppose, to get it out. So this way I could fit a tool to it, and I picked this old cold chisel. The width is just about right, but I can't take it out with that bevel on there, because it's going to want to walk out of there. It's going to chew up the brass. So I have to grind this to fit. I have to grind flats on here, kind of hollow ground it, so that it won't walk out of the slot when I try to pull out the old one. So that's the plan anyway. I'm going to the bench grinder. Looks like the second smallest size, the number 1, fits in there. The object is to jam it in, and it's reverse threaded, so you turn it counterclockwise to grab it and remove it. That bit wasn't working, so I had to go up to the next size, which they call the number 2. Ah, success. That is a relief. I'm going to consider this tool a must-have. Never had an extractor before. Take the, whoops, to get it off. Don't forget it's cross-threaded, so to get it off you kind of screw it in. Doesn't look like it's damaged. Of course, it was growing in the brass, so that's pretty soft anyway. Here's the check valve. I'm going to clean that off and see if I could blow in it. I'm going to give my thumbs up on this tool, although it didn't have the drill bits that match the extractors. It also has something here. This is a extension. Guess that the bits go into here. So I probably could have used that as well. I don't know if the extension was long enough. I got the check valve cleaned out, and I blew in it and sucked on it, and the air only goes one way. So I don't know why it was pushing back on the pump when I gave it the test. But anyway, I got to replace it anyway because now it's all chewed up. And notice the old check ball valve doesn't come with an O-ring. The new one has an O-ring, which I guess makes it seal better. I am going to wash the fount out with some alcohol because I'm sure that there's some brass chips in there. I need to look inside the fuel tank too. Probably some gunk in there from old age. I examined the tank and it doesn't have any rust or scale in there. It's pretty clean. Now here's the pump bore. I don't know if you could see in there. That's nice and clean now. See that? I'm ready to install a new valve. It's kind of scary because I'm going to be tightening it down with that chisel that I made. So I'm going to snug it. I'm not going to overdo it. I don't want to mush it. Okay, let's install the new valve. Going to start it with the stem. Whoops. I can put a little sealer on the thread. It's my favorite color nail polish, but I don't have shoes to match it. I like this better than thread locker because it doesn't require heat to take it off. That should be good enough. Okay, I oiled the leather pump and I've got the retainer in. Make sure that the oil hole is on the top, not the bottom. Usually they have a bail wire. This one has 2 screws. Make sure the cap is on tight. Let's do the pump test. Check ball test. Valve's closed. Open. $55. And I'll be danged, it's still pushing back on me while I'm holding the hole. But I know that's a good check valve, it's new. And I tested it. Oh well, I can't explain it. Just another lesson learned. What the lesson is, I don't know. I'm replacing the mantles. Did you ever see these? These are, rather than string ties, they have wire clips they call an Insta clip. Model number 21B as in Bravo 122. Make sure the broadside is to the generator. And you kind of scissor those clips together. Got the fount filled up and pressurized. Get some of the air out of there. Preheat the generator. Check for leaks. I don't see any. And it's ready to put back in the storage. I want to thank you guys and gals for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more great videos from David GPO.